Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Web Gear Review. I am your host, the Web Gear Guy, and I would like to thank you for watching. Today I'd like to take a look at this United States Army OG-106 hot weather cap. Okay, now this particular hat is dated 1972. Okay, now the federal start number on this particular hat is 8415-177-4842, and the size for that federal stock number is 7 3/8. Okay, let's get into a little bit about the development of this hat right here. Now, the whole reason and purpose for this hat is they come up with a hat, an OG-107 hat with the OG-107 uniform. Now you can look on some of my videos and you can see that I have the first, second, and pattern, some videos on the OG-107 uniform. But the hat that they come up with that uniform, nobody liked it. So they sought for a new hat to wear, and this here is what they come up with, okay? So now the Department of the Army spent 2 years, 1956 and 1957, squabbling over the design of a new field cap between function and appearance. So in 1958, what they did is they set up a design group to study and select a new field cap for the military. But in this study, they wanted top priority to go to appearance of this here hat instead of functionality. Now, imagine how that works out when you really need something to function good. But anyway, they were a spit and polish and shine army back in them days. Now, the study led to what is known as the T59 series of caps, which includes the T59-2 baseball style cap, the T59-3 Forger, the T59-4 ski cap, the T59-5 stand-up cap, and the T59-6 frame with the detachable cover. Imagine a hat with it has the frame and everything, but it has a detachable cover. That would be a very interesting to get your hands on. A T59-9, a commercial fold-up style cap, and the T59-10 adjustable golf cap. Now, ultimately, through the study, the T59-10 was chosen, but it was overridden by high command because the golf look. It was basically a golf style cap with the open back on it, with you know how golf hats hook back here. So they done away with that and decided to make this hat here, this kind of a baseball style hat in different sizes, instead of going with the one which it took 6 or 7 years to do a study on, and then they didn't even go with the one they did. So that tells you a little bit about bureaucracy. But anyway, to move on, now the decision was made to go with a modified version of the T59-10 hat, which was a golf style, but they modified it more of a baseball cap looking hat. The decision was made on June 9th of 1961, and it was tested the following year. And it was adopted on 24 of January 1962 as the olive green shade 106 hot weather cap. Now, the original hot weather cap, it had 6 panels, as you can see right here. This hat has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. Okay, so The hat has 6 panels, and it's made out of, let's see here. I got notes here, guys. I'm trying to get back to them here. Okay, but it's made out of polyester rayon gabardine, and it had a nylon mesh stiffener in the 2 front panels, and it had a rubberized kind of a flexible bill on it right here. Okay, but in the original hat, the reason I'm saying that because this one right here I'm showing you would be the second pattern. I'll show you a first pattern in another video when I get my hands back on one, okay? But anyway, the mesh come all the way up to this peak right here in these front 2 panels, and it gave it a certain look, okay? Now, this cap was standardized on November 1st, 1963, and made available in July of 1964. However, the beanie design of the first version of the hat kind of had a pinhead look into it. In fact, some of the soldiers, you know, they referred to it as the beanie hat or the pinhead design. It was very well disliked by the troops. They did not like it. Therefore, the troops began to buy commercial versions of these hats. Now, you will find out there commercial versions of this hat that were made, and they were allowed to wear them, of this hat. And there was also a version of this hat that was made in country in Vietnam, and we'll talk about that just a little bit here in a second. But anyway, in order to get the troops to wear this hat that you're looking at right here, the Army modified the cap by lowering the crown. See how they kind of lowered the crown on this one here? And by making the stiffener only go halfway up instead of going plumb up to the point up here, the stiffener only come halfway up right there, okay? And then they shortened the bill a little bit. The bill was a little longer on the original one. And this improved design happened in 1969. So that's when this here would be the second pattern come out. And then this is basically the same cut, same design that went on to become the 507 in the later half of the 70s into the 80s, okay? But anyway, the OG-106 hot weather cap was used well up into the 1970s, plumb up to when the OG-507 cap began to be issued in 1975. The oldest date on one of these style, the second pattern hat that I've seen, is about 1979, I believe. And I've by no means seen a whole lot of these hats. I've seen quite a few, and I'm just trying to give you some information out there about these hats, okay? Now, the first pattern, let's take a look at this hat, okay? Now, the first pattern of this hat had a mesh like this right here, which it was sewn into these panels, these front 2 panels, okay? It went all the way up in them front 2 panels right there, okay? And the bill was just a little bit longer. I don't know exactly how much longer. And that made the hat stand more, you know, I mean, just more way up like this, like a beanie hat. I mean, it really kind of looks like that, you know what I mean? And the troops didn't like that. Now, on the second design, they dropped this down, this mesh, to only halfway up. See, and then that gives it that nice little crisp drop-off design like there. That high command, they liked that look, okay? Now, on the commercial types of these hats right here, I've seen some of the commercial ones that don't even have a wire mesh in them. And then I've seen some that have not wire mesh, excuse me, this nylon mesh. I've seen some of the commercial ones that went plumb up to here. And then I've seen some that didn't even have it in there. But this second version only has 1, 2, 3, 4 vent holes. The first one has 6 vent holes. It has one in each of the 6 panels. Okay. Now, also, a lot of the commercial ones also had 6 vent holes. Now, I know, don't ever say never in military items, because there's so many of them made out there. You're going to find all types of variants. So this is my take on the 106 hot weather field cap. Thanks for watching the Web Gear Review. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. Thanks.